First question, depending on the drug, there could be a dozen generic products for the same brand drug. From a public health standpoint, don't you believe that the multiple different version of labeling will lead to confusion among doctors?
Well, in fact, the state is now, when FDA makes a label change to the innovator, there will be multiple different versions because the generic drugs will be changing. We've seen the drug makers will change their label over a period of time. Some will change their label to conform very rapidly. Others may take a year or so. So that is the current situation.
Okay, next question. The FDA frequently issues guidance documents better informing industry of FDA's expectations. How many guidance documents has FDA issued related to updating of generic drug labeling in the past decade? Can you give me that information?
I can't, but I could get back to you on it.
Please do. Isn't it true that the FDA currently has the regulatory authority to set specific time frames within which a generic company must update their labeling to conform to the brand name equivalent? And doesn't FDA have the authority to take regulatory action against any company that doesn't comply with the agency's requirements?
For the first one, for the second part of your question, do we have the ability to take action? Yes, I believe we do. And for the first part of your question, that's part of this rule. We would be stipulating, the proposed rule stipulates a time frame in which the generics would have to conform. And I think we do have that ability. We show that by proposing this rule.
Okay. If FDA feels as though it is not getting adequate post-market safety information from companies as required under the law, isn't it the agency's responsibility to better enforce these requirements to ensure that it does?
Well, I think that's a more complicated question than you might. It's a very complicated question. This proposed rule is about giving companies the ability to rapidly change their label and communicate information that they have found. All right. Generic drug companies do not frequently submit new safety information to the FDA. What we usually audit companies for is their required apparatus that they have to monitor for safety and to report to us to make sure that they operate those functions. For example, for a generic drug where there was no innovator on the market anymore, we would really like to know that the generic drug companies were out there watching and seeing what is happening with their drug and telling us if they come across any new safety problems.
Okay, thank you. I yield back, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.